Ladies and gentlemen, a woman who spends time alone, that is a woman who is dangerous, but in the most empowering way possible. She's dangerous not because she's destructive, but because she is untouchable, unstoppable, and unmatched in her understanding of self. A woman who chooses solitude is a woman who has discovered the strength of her own presence. She understands that her power does not stem from external sources, nor does it require the approval of others to feel complete. Solitude is not something she fears or runs from. Rather, it is a space where she can embrace herself fully. In a world that often tells women to look outward for validation, she chooses to turn inward, tapping into her true essence. This is her greatest strength, the realization that she is whole on her own. In solitude, she finds the freedom to connect with her deepest thoughts and desires without the interference of societal expectations or the opinions of others. She is free to explore her own dreams, passions, and ambitions. There is no pressure to conform, to fit into a mold, or to live according to anyone else's timeline. Her worth is not determined by the number of likes on a social media post, the approval of a partner, or the recognition of her peers. She knows that her value is inherent, not something that can be measured or validated externally. This deep self-awareness allows her to walk through life with a quiet confidence, knowing that she's enough just as she is. Choosing solitude is also an act of self-love. It's a way for her to nourish her mind, body, and spirit away from the noise and distractions of the outside world. In this space, she can reflect on her experiences, learn from them, and grow without judgment. There is no need to seek constant affirmation from others when she has already affirmed her own worth. She understands that validation is an inside job, and that the most powerful kind of approval comes from within. This self-sufficiency is empowering. When a woman is not reliant on the opinions, approval, or attention of others, she gains the freedom to live authentically. She doesn't have to play roles to fit in or please others. She can make choices based on her own values and desires, unapologetically following her path. Her sense of self-worth comes from knowing her strengths and weaknesses, and she no longer needs external validation to feel secure in who she is. In choosing to spend time alone, she is not isolating herself out of loneliness or fear, but rather she is investing in her own growth. She is forging a deeper connection with herself, strengthening her inner foundation, and this in turn makes her unstoppable. She knows that if she can stand tall and proud in her own company, she can face anything the world throws her way. Her self-sufficiency becomes her superpower, an unshakable force that drives her to success, fulfillment, and peace. Spending time alone provides a unique opportunity for emotional growth and self-awareness. It's in these quiet moments of solitude that a woman can reflect on her emotions, understand their origins, and develop a deeper connection to her inner world. Without the constant influence of external distractions, she can face her feelings head-on, unravel their complexities, and learn how to manage them with wisdom and grace. This introspection is the foundation of emotional intelligence, a skill that allows her to navigate life's ups and downs with remarkable resilience. When a woman spends time alone, she doesn't merely exist in silence. She uses that silence to listen to herself. She learns to recognize the subtle shifts in her emotions and understand why she feels the way she does. This understanding is crucial because emotions, while natural, can be overwhelming if left unchecked. By embracing solitude, she gains the space to process her emotions without feeling rushed or pressured. She can sit with her anger, sadness, joy, or fear, and by doing so, she gains the clarity needed to act in a balanced, thoughtful way rather than reacting impulsively. In this process, she becomes more attuned to both her strengths and weaknesses. She realizes what drives her, what energizes her, and what drains her. This self-awareness enables her to make choices that honor her well-being and align with her values. She is no longer at the mercy of her emotions, but instead develops the capacity to regulate them. When life presents challenges or stress, she can approach situations calmly, knowing how to manage her emotional responses effectively. She recognizes that her emotions are not enemies to be feared, but signals that offer valuable insights into her needs and desires. This emotional resilience is the result of a deep understanding of herself. A woman with high emotional intelligence knows that it's okay to feel vulnerable, but she also knows how to use those vulnerabilities as strengths. She does not shy away from difficult emotions, but faces them with courage and clarity. She doesn't dwell in negativity, but instead learns from her experiences and grows stronger with each one. Her emotional resilience enables her to build meaningful relationships because she can empathize with others and understand their emotions as well. By spending time alone, she not only strengthens her emotional intelligence but also cultivates a sense of inner peace. She learns to trust her intuition and make decisions from a place of emotional balance. This trust in herself and her emotions creates a foundation of resilience that allows her to face life's challenges with confidence, knowing that no matter what comes her way, she has the emotional strength to endure and thrive. A woman who spends time alone learns to rely on herself in a world that often pressures individuals to seek validation from others. She does not need the approval or opinions of those around her to feel confident in her choices. This self-sufficiency is not born out of arrogance, but from a deep sense of trust in her own abilities. By spending time alone, she becomes the architect of her own life, making decisions that reflect her values, aspirations, and vision for the future. She understands that she is the only one responsible for her happiness, success, and fulfillment. When a woman is independent, she is free from the need to conform to the expectations of society, family, or peers. She has learned to listen to her inner voice and trust it, making choices that are true to who she is, not who others want her to be. This independence allows her to break free from the constraints that others might impose, whether it be in her career, relationships, or personal growth. She does not rely on external validation to measure her worth. She knows that her value comes from within. This sense of independence does not mean she is isolated or unwilling to collaborate with others. Rather, it means that she is confident enough in herself to work with others without feeling threatened or needing constant reassurance. She is not afraid to stand her ground, to speak her mind, or to make bold decisions. Whether she is pursuing her passions or making important life choices, she does so with the understanding that she has the power to shape her own destiny. The beauty of this independence is that it brings a sense of freedom. A woman who is self-sufficient is not bound by the expectations of others, and she does not allow the opinions of others to dictate her actions. This makes her a force to be reckoned with. She is unapologetically herself, and her confidence radiates from within. People are drawn to her because they see someone who is comfortable in her own skin, someone who is grounded in her choices and unafraid to carve her own path. She does not need to fit into any mold because she has created her own. Being independent also empowers her to be responsible for her life. She takes ownership of her decisions, both the successes and the failures. She does not blame others for her circumstances, but instead uses every experience as an opportunity for growth. This self-reliance allows her to live authentically, to chase her dreams with vigor, and to build a life that reflects her true desires. In this way, she becomes a woman who is not defined by others but by her own actions and decisions. Solitude is often seen as a space for reflection, but for a woman who chooses to spend time alone, it becomes a powerful tool for clarity and wisdom. In the stillness of her own company, she finds the freedom to think without the constant interference of outside voices. There is no pressure to meet the expectations of others, no need to conform to societal norms or to follow the crowd. She can strip away the distractions and focus solely on her thoughts, emotions, and desires. This clarity allows her to examine her life, her choices, and her goals with fresh eyes, leading to decisions that are deeply aligned with who she truly is. In solitude, she is not only able to reflect on her own life, but also gain a more profound understanding of the world around her. By creating space for herself, she develops the ability to process information and analyze situations from a place of inner peace. This detached perspective allows her to see things more clearly, without the clouding effect of outside influences. She can weigh her options, consider the pros and cons, and make choices that are not based on external pressures, but on what feels right for her. She doesn't rush into decisions, but takes the time to thoughtfully assess the situation, ensuring that each step she takes is in alignment with her values and long-term goals. This ability to think freely without distractions is invaluable. It is easy to get lost in the noise of everyday life, to be swept up in the opinions and demands of others. But when a woman spends time alone, she gains the space needed to reconnect with her true self, and this connection brings a sense of clarity that is hard to come by in the midst of chaos. She understands her own needs, desires, and ambitions better, and is able to move through life with a sense of purpose. This clarity is not just about the big decisions, it's about how she navigates each day, making choices that align with her principles and inner truth. The wisdom that comes from solitude is also the result of introspection and learning from past experiences. When a woman takes time to be alone, she is able to reflect on her mistakes, her triumphs, and everything in between. She gains insights from these reflections that help her make better decisions in the future. She is not bound by fear of failure or the judgment of others, but instead, she uses her experiences as stepping stones toward personal growth. This wisdom gives her the ability to make decisions with confidence, knowing they are rooted in a deep understanding of who she is and where she wants to go in life. Alone time is often the birthplace of creativity. When a woman steps away from the distractions of the world, she creates the mental space needed for her ideas to flow freely. In solitude, she is not confined by the expectations or limitations of others, allowing her mind to roam freely, exploring new possibilities and thinking outside the box. This undisturbed time provides her with the opportunity to connect deeply with her imagination, enabling her to bring ideas to life that might otherwise have remained dormant. It is in these moments of quiet that her creativity flourishes, giving birth to new concepts, solutions, and expressions of her unique vision. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, creativity can often be stifled. The constant noise, both internal and external, competes for attention, leaving little room for the quiet introspection required for creative breakthroughs. But when a woman spends time alone, she is able to escape this noise and create a space where her mind can wander without boundaries. She can let her thoughts take unexpected paths, allowing for the kind of innovative thinking that is often the result of unstructured time. This freedom to explore, to make connections between seemingly unrelated ideas, is where true creativity thrives. A woman who regularly takes time for herself understands the value of solitude as a tool for cultivating. In these moments of peace, her mind is free to reflect on past experiences, drawing inspiration from both her successes and failures. She can experiment with new ideas without fear of judgment, take risks without hesitation, and innovate without limits. This creative freedom is invaluable because it allows her to break away from conventional thinking and approach problems from a fresh perspective. Moreover, the quiet of solitude allows for deeper self-expression. Whether through art, writing, music, or any other form of creation, being alone gives her the space to channel her thoughts, feelings, and visions into tangible expressions. Without the distractions of the outside world, she can fully immerse herself in the process of creation, often producing work that is not only innovative, but deeply personal. These creations are a reflection of her inner world and a testament to her ability to harness her creative power. Over time, this dedication to alone time can lead to groundbreaking achievements. The woman who spends time cultivating her creativity is often the one who makes a lasting impact, whether through her art, her inventions, or her problem-solving skills. Her ability to think freely and creatively sets her apart, allowing her to contribute something uniquely valuable to the world. Her creativity, fueled by the solitude she embraces, becomes a powerful force that shapes her future and the future of those around her. A woman who embraces solitude is often misunderstood as weak or passive, but in reality, she is a silent warrior. She does not need loud declarations of her strength or recognition from the world around her. Her power lies in her quiet resolve and her ability to fight battles both within and outside of herself. She faces challenges head on with an inner strength that is not always visible but runs deep within her core. This quiet strength is the result of her ability to sit with herself, reflect, and rise above the obstacles that come her way, undeterred by external noise. Internally, the woman who chooses solitude is constantly engaged in a battle for self-awareness and growth. She is constantly working to understand herself better, to improve her emotional intelligence, and to reconcile her internal struggles. She doesn't shy away from her fears, insecurities, or doubts. Rather, she confronts them with courage. It is in these moments of quiet introspection that she builds resilience, learning to trust herself more with every challenge she faces. These internal battles are often the most difficult because they require honesty and vulnerability, but they also shape her into someone who is grounded, self-aware, and unshakable in her convictions. Externally, the silent warrior faces the world with determination, carving her path through life with grace and confidence. While the world may expect her to conform, to follow trends, or to seek validation from others, she moves forward with a sense of purpose that is unaffected by external pressure. Her journey may not always be easy, and the path may not always be clear, but she presses on with unwavering focus. She does not need to prove herself to anyone because her strength comes from within. She knows that her worth is not defined by external circumstances but by her actions, her principles, and her ability to stand tall in the face of adversity. The silent warrior is also a master of patience. She does not rush through life but takes her time to make decisions, reflect on her experiences, and forge ahead at her own pace. This patience allows her to remain steady when others might falter. Her ability to move with grace and purpose without needing to shout or draw attention to herself is a reflection of the quiet power she holds. She understands that true strength is not about dominating others or seeking applause, but about staying true to herself, no matter the challenges she encounters. Ultimately, the woman who embraces solitude is a silent warrior because she is comfortable with herself. She knows her strengths and weaknesses, and she uses both to her advantage. She fights with grace, determination, and the quiet strength that comes from understanding her own worth. So remember, a woman who spends time alone is not someone to be underestimated. She is dangerous because she is empowered, independent, and unstoppable. She doesn't need anyone to define her. She is already defining herself. Thank you.